Hi everybody, welcome back to the vlog with Brad. That's me. I'm documenting my journey as a fitness model competitor to get ready for the world titles in Thailand in June 2017. I'm currently a fitness model competitor. I have a competition coming up in 11 days from now. It's the 26th of April 2017. I'm back on the stage again on the 7th of May. So if you're in Melbourne, you should come down and we should meet. But I'll be in a different mindset. But yeah, I thought I'd spend a bit of time to talk about some quick meal planning strategies, specifically to lose fat and to maintain muscle, because there's just so much information which is very confusing and unfortunately not very much to the point of how to structure a meal plan to lose fat and maintain muscle. Now, I'll use words very specifically here because we don't really give a fuck about weight loss. It's more about losing fat and keeping muscle in our frame. This is both for men and women. We want to lose the fat, maintain the muscle that we have. So if you haven't already kind of followed the series, I did talk about that in another video about maintaining muscle, losing fat. But ultimately, you don't have to meal plan to lose fat. I talked about this in another video. It just guarantees you're going to get results. You know, like if you just kind of eat what you want when you feel like it, however you feel like it, then there's no guarantee you're going to get anywhere. You may or you may not. It's like jumping in your car. It's like you might have enough fuel to get to work, but you may not have enough fuel to get to work if you don't track and monitor your fuel gauge. Makes sense, yeah? So your body's no different. So that's why in this, what we want to do, you want to have a meal plan, you want to keep it simple. That's important. If you're just starting out, you want to lose fat, you want to maintain muscle, you've got to keep your meal planning simple with foods that are not overly complicated, not complicated recipes. You need to get off Instagram and not use Instagram where people put up all these fancy recipes of like IFYM, if it fits your macros, very fancy recipes. It's great, it's nice to look at, but if you're just starting out, it's overwhelming to try and get all that stuff to work together as part of your meal plan. It just takes a lot of time. And most people don't have the time. And like right now, like I use meal plans. You don't have to, but it guarantees getting results. And so I might even flash a few of those up on your screen now. These are a little different to what I'm going to be talking about. These are carb cycling meal plans. As you can see on your screen right now, it's very, very simple, yeah? That's not very complicated at all. And the reason why it's not complicated is because I can whip it up in less than 15 minutes in the kitchen. Whereas if I use full recipes, I can hit the numbers, but it just takes much longer to prepare the same food, right? So keep it simple. That's my number one big piece of advice, is to keep your meal planning simple. Now, to create the meal plan, right, what you got to do is, what I actually do, I'll create a link below. I'll give you the meal planning spreadsheet. If you click on that link below, it'll take you to my website, get to download that, and you can use that as an Excel spreadsheet, yeah? What you'll do is you'll put down your target calories. Now, for men, it's usually around 2,100, 2,200, 2,500 calories as your target daily calories. And then your macros, your protein, carbohydrate, fat, usually you'll start with protein first. So usually 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. So for me, I'm 200, now I'm speaking to an American, I have largely an American audience. So we're talking me, I'm 200 pounds, that's 200 grams of protein every day. The clinical research says anywhere from 0.6 to 0.8, upwards of 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight per day is sufficient. So high protein, low carbing is what we're talking about. So 1 gram per pound of body weight per day, or 0.8 grams per pound of body weight per day. I'm going very fast, so rewind if you have to. And then you'll calculate your fat, so 0.2 grams per pound of body weight per day. So I can do this real quick, right, on my phone. So if I'm 200 pounds, you know the answer to this already, it's going to be 40 grams of fat, yeah? So 200 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat. The rest of my allowance goes to my carbs, right? So of that so for me, 2,100 calories is my target calories. And then of that, 200 grams is protein, 40 grams is fat, and then the rest is carb. Now, I actually have an application on my phone, which you can use. You can download it on your phone, MyNet Diary or MyFitnessPal, and this can help you set things up. So I'll show you. I'll come over to you. And I'll just turn the microphone around so you can hear me completely. So, for example, now by the way, I'm actually using actual spreadsheets, but I'm using MyNetDiary just to illustrate this. So let's have a look. So I've got daily food calorie budget, 2,100 calories right there. Now, if I go to the very top, by the way, I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this, so maybe the application could have updated itself. It may not look exactly as it does on your screen, but at the very, so, okay, we'll go back a step. MyNetDiary, my plan, just there. Just there. So that's what you'll see, the first thing you'll see. And then you'll go daily target budget, calorie food budget. You'll put in, now for women, it's usually going to be around 1,500 calories. Usually 1,600 calories, 1,200 calories. It's hard to say with any particular accuracy when you've got to calculate this with the calculator online. Women usually around 12, 13, 14, 1,500 calories. Guys, 2,000, 2,100, 2,500 calories. But it's based on a number of factors. It changes from day to day. It's not going to be perfect. You just pick a fucking number, yeah? Around what I just said. And then that's not even the most important piece. Too many people fret about that. It's more about when you do your measurements, are you making changes? Because if you're not making changes, then you need to make some adjustments. You just need to pick a number and then you make the adjustments to your macros to find the sweet spot. We'll get to that in a minute. So you put in, for example, for me, I put down 2,100 calories, hit save. Then I go to fat, carbs, and protein, which are macronutrients. And you'll see here that if I just put in 200 grams, remember 1 gram per pound of body weight per day, men and women, that gives me 38% of my calories, call it 40%, goes to protein. And then, so I set that first. So you can see if I slide these back and forth, the fat slider also moves as well. And it has to move because the balance of that must be 2,100 calories. So if we move this to 200 grams of protein, doesn't have to be perfect, just call it 184. Just call it 190, right? 190, we'll try and get 200. Okay, 205 grams. Now fat is going to be 40 grams. We said that. 37, okay. So you'll see we've got 205 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat. The rest of it, the application has decided that for it to balance the 2,100 calories, it's going to be 231 grams of carbs that we need. So that's our macros. So we've got our target, we've got our macros sorted. What you can do, you can use MyNetDiary if you want, it's up to you, or MyFitnessPal, or you can click on the link below, get the spreadsheet, and then you can fill out the numbers at the bottom of the spreadsheet, target calories, protein, carb, fat, fill out your target. And then with that spreadsheet, you'll be able to figure out how many meals do I want to have? Do I want to have 3 meals? Do I have 5 meals, 6 meals, 7 meals, 10 meals, 25 meals? How many snacks do you want? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many snacks you have. Doesn't matter how many meals you have. Doesn't matter how big the portions are. It does not matter. This is your balance. You have the full day to spend this as your balance. So if you want a big breakfast or no breakfast, or a big afternoon tea or a big snack or a big dinner or no dinner and a full breakfast or a brunch, whatever works within your lifestyle, you can take those numbers, you go to MyNetDiary, use the food database and go, I wonder what 2 servings of oats look like. 2 servings of oats will give me X protein, carb, fat. What about 1 tablespoon of jam? 1 tablespoon of jam is protein, carb, fat. Boom. Use MyNetDiary. Use calorieking.com. What does, I don't know, 2 slices of toast look like if you like toast in the morning? Oh, it's X amount of carb, X amount of whatever. So then you'll spend some time. It will take a while to actually go through MyNetDiary or calorieking.com and play with the numbers a little bit. And then with that spreadsheet, you can fill out, well, for lunch, for breakfast, I want 2 slices of toast with 1 tablespoon of jam. Yes, you got to measure everything, even butter. Like, oh, it's just like a bit of butter. No, you got to measure it. So call it a teaspoon of butter. So 1 teaspoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of jam, 2 slices of toast. Great, that's breakfast. I don't know, whatever you want. 150 grams of red meat, with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. That's what I have. So that's what I start my day with. I have meat and fat. And so that gets me started for the whole day. So you put that into your meal plan, boom, 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 like that. And then what I suggest you do, you have to have some self-awareness about this too. Whenever you have cravings, like only you know this, you have to preempt those cravings by building your meal plan around that. Because, for example, if you have a big breakfast and a big lunch and you have all your cravings late at night and you've only planned to have a very small 200 calorie dinner, then that's probably not going to help. You're probably going to struggle. So that's why I say most people, they usually fare better by having a larger proportion of their calories in the evening, because when they turn into werewolves and want to eat everything in the cupboard, that's me, then you have that calorie allowance to do that. So for me, I don't have to have breakfast. I don't have to have lunch. I can start eating at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, which gives me 2,100 calories to plan my spreadsheet that I can have 500 calories at 2 p.m., 500 calories at 5 p.m., 700, 800, 900 calories thereafter. Does that make sense? So you have complete flexibility to do what you want with these numbers. And ultimately, it doesn't matter what food you go for, what food you put into your meal plan, because people think, oh, well, it's all about food choices. When it comes to body composition, as long as you eat according to the numbers here, you cannot go wrong. It just takes a little bit of tweaking and playing around with. But I do suggest that you keep the planning simple. You have a protein with a carb together. It does help. So it might be, you might have beef with rice, or beef with pasta, or chicken with broccoli. But you have your veggies in there as well. Make sure you put some veggies in there. So you have your meat, you have your carb, you have your veggies. Yeah? Try and do that. Keep it simple. If you look at my meal plans that I have when I get ready for a stage, it's very fucking simple. There's not any complexity to it at all. I'll have like 100, 150 grams of chicken, and then I'll have my mixed veggies, which might be 1 or 2 handfuls of veggies, a couple of hundred calories. And then I'll have, maybe, 100 grams of sweet potato, or 50 grams of sweet potato, or something like that, 25 grams of sweet potato, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it's planned and tracked, that's it. That's all my tips, I think. I'll just have a quick look. So meal frequency doesn't matter. It's up to you. Whatever you want. 10 meals, 15, 20, 30 meals, it's up to you. But drop in your snacks, high protein snacks, when you're most likely going to have the cravings to eat something. And remember, always put in a cheat meal. Like, put in foods that you would normally crave. Like, if you do crave some chocolate, then put that into your meal plan. Put that into MyNet Diary. Yeah? Put in 2 squares of chocolate is X amount of calories, is X amount of carb, protein, and fat. Right? Whatever. So you'll get your spreadsheet. 2 squares of chocolate is this. Calories per serving. Calories, protein, carb, fat. And so that you're factoring it in. You can have that chocolate. You can have what you enjoy. It's all part of your meal plan. There's no guilt. Once you factor it in, there's no guilt. Try it. Let me know what you think. And then whenever you get sick of whatever's on your meal plan, you can always change it. So if you go, I'm sick of this sweet potato, sick of this white rice, sick of this chicken, sick of this fish, whatever. Then you can swap it out in your meal plan come week 2, week 3, week 4. Then you can swap it out. So when you start week 2, you've got something completely different. You don't have 150 grams of beef. You have 150 grams of chicken, or 150 grams of tuna, or 150 grams of something else. So you can swap protein for protein, carb for carb, fat for fat. If you get sick of olive oil, go for avocados. If you say avocados, swap it for coconut oil. If you get sick of coconut, go for nuts. Get sick of nuts, go for... So you're swapping fat for fat, carb for carb, protein for protein. It goes on and on, right? But these are quick tips. And I want to quickly just close off by saying that you don't have to do this. Like, you don't have to do meal planning. You don't. But the only way to guarantee getting results, like actually losing fat, building a great body, is doing this. And it is the hard way, because you have to sit down and fucking figure it out. Like, I'm giving you everything I've taken me years to figure out, and I'm giving it to you in 15 minutes. right? So if you can spend like an hour, what took me years, you can spend an hour doing this, you'll get results. And you want to, what you'll do, you'll be on this plan, you're looking for about, anywhere from half a kilo to a kilo of, or double that for pounds, up to 2 pounds of loss on the scales every week. Now that varies depending on your body fat percentage and a few other factors, but you're looking for a slight drop. We're not talking, anything more than about 2 kilos a week is too hardcore. You need to bring your calories up a little bit, maybe 100, 200 calories. If you jump on the meal plan and there's no change, then your calories are too high. You drop them by about 100 or 200 calories. So essentially what you're doing is you pick that number, that calorie target. We don't know exactly what it is. We don't know. Everybody's different. There's a bunch of factors that determine how many calories you need in every moment in time. And then from there, we tweak and adjust. Every week, you weigh, you measure, you weigh, you measure. Am I losing a little bit? 1 pound, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds a week. Halve that for kilos. If not, then drop calories by 100. If I am gaining or losing too much, then increase calories by 100. That's the big thing. So I hope this was helpful. I've gone through it real quick. So if you have you're not sure on anything, just go back and rewatch the video. Always send me questions, brad@seekfitlife.tv. I do this all the time and I go into complete detail about this in a bunch of free courses on my website. Check it out. I talk about everything to do with meal planning. I have heaps of videos on it. I give demonstrations for it. I teach people how to do it. I've been using them for years. They're great. You can use MyNote Diary if you like. You can use MyFitnessPal. You can use different spreadsheets. You can do whatever you want. It's really cool. To be able to manipulate your body composition with relative ease by just doing it. You don't have to do it forever. That's the cool thing. You just do it for as long as you need to until you hit your goal weight or your stage weight or the look you want in the mirror. Like you look yourself in the mirror and you go, great, that looks good. Then it's time to switch things around a little bit and maybe you want to add some muscle, then you change things around again. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so below. Have any questions, reach out to me, and check out my other videos as well. Nutrition training, all that kind of stuff. Free courses on my website. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you very soon.